Hello everyone, I'm Scott Jordan at the Monster Jam Studios with this edition of the Weekly Update. All 5-point series have officially begun, and getting off to a red-hot start is never a bad thing. But over the course of a long season, consistency is key. And through 2 weekends, let's find out who's beginning to shine on the road to World Finals 21. We start things off this week with Arena Championship Series East at the Greensboro Coliseum in North Carolina. Inclement weather shuffled the schedule around, so both events took place on Saturday, and Dragons' Cody Saucier continued his winning ways as he kicked off the weekend by winning the racing competition as well as freestyle, taking his third consecutive event championship on Saturday morning. On Saturday afternoon, however, a much different story would unfold as it was Weston Anderson and Gravedigger rising to the occasion. Now he would win racing, donuts, and freestyle on his way to winning his first career overall event championship. Armando Castro would make his debut in El Toro Loco, where he led the Raging Bull to wins in both Great Clips Two-Wheel Skills Challenge competitions over the weekend. As we take a look at the current series point standings, it's Cody Saucier still sitting on top of the leaderboard. Weston Anderson Gravedigger trailing him by just 9 points, and Armando Castro and El Toro Loco slides into that third spot. Now next up for the East Series is the Hampton Coliseum in Hampton, Virginia, with 4 events running through Sunday. Some exciting breaking news for the Hampton audiences this weekend. And with Arena Championship Series Central on a bye week, Terminal Velocity driver John Zimmer Jr. and Wildside driver Zach Garner will be coming over and joining the East Series competitions this weekend. Now both have been tearing it up this season on the Central Tour, and what a treat it's going to be for them to square off against Saucier, Anderson, and Castro, who have been equally as hot. Speaking of Zimmer Jr. and Gardner, let's roll right into Arena Championship Series Central as it made its way to Kansas City. The rookie phenom John Zimmer Jr. continued to light it up by taking the first event championship on Friday evening, and his father John Zimmer Sr. was on hand to share in his son's victory at the T-Mobile Center.
I was proud of what I did for Gravedigger, Dragon, and all those teams. I'm more proud to see the future of Monster Jam with these guys.
Saturday afternoon, Elvis Linus will win racing and donuts en route to his first event championship of the season. And Blake Granger also wanted in on the fun. He would win 3 competitions on Saturday night and get his first event championship of the season. But it was Zimmer Jr. again on Sunday afternoon, winning his second championship of the weekend. And also on Sunday afternoon, Tony Oaks and Soldier Fortune Black Ops would get the freestyle win. Mark Hall gets in the winner's circle, also getting his first racing win of the year in Raminator. And now we can take a look at the point standings in the Central. Kristen Anderson won 2 competitions over the weekend, and Gravedigger continues to lead the way with a 26-point lead over Tony Oaks and John Zimmer Jr. Up next for Arena Championship Series Central, a weekend off before picking things back up at the Prudential Center in Newark, New Jersey, January 29th and 30th. Arena Championship Series West took over the Tacoma Dome last weekend, and there was a little more parity in the winner's circle as Miranda Kozad, David Olfert, Bernard Light, and Travis Mowry each got competition wins. But the championships once again belonged to Gravedigger's Brandon Vinson and Earthshaker's Tristan England. Tristan won his event championship on Sunday afternoon, and Brandon Vinson, not to be outdone, won the other event trophies. So after 2 weeks, the score is now Vinson 6 and England 2 as we take a look at the series points. 237 for Gravedigger, 219 for Earthshaker, and then a huge gap for the rest of the field in this series. Up next for the West, they move to the Golden One Center in Sacramento, California, beginning this Friday night, January 21st, and running through Sunday with 3 events. So go ahead and grab your tickets right now at monsterjam.com. Stadium Championship Series Red is now officially underway, and last weekend we saw the highly anticipated debut of the Lucas Stabilizer as Cynthia Gauthier proudly showed off her new ride. Also in a new ride, Todd LeDuc, who was back in the Blue Thunder Crew Show for the first time since 2011. Now LeDuc would make his way to the racing finals on Saturday. However, Cole Bernard would spoil the Blue Thunder resurgence as he piloted the Black Pearl to the racing win. Adam Anderson would bring the Gravedigger 40th anniversary party to San Antonio, winning the Great Clip Skills Challenge with this incredible run. But my, oh my, in freestyle, the Crazy Bull threw one down, and Mark List would walk away with freestyle. What a fantastic run. Take a look. And it would be this freestyle win that would give List the edge and break the tie atop the overall event leaderboard, edging out Todd LeDuc, who would finish in second place. It would be List's second overall event win on the season. And on Sunday, the El Toro Loco driver would stay red hot, beating Kraken in the racing finals. And Tom Meents would do what Tom Meents does, winning the Great Clip Skills Challenge. Now there's an old saying, remember the Alamo. Well, that would be apropos on Sunday, as one great freestyle run after another would keep Monster Jam fans on the edge of their seats and remembering this night in San Antonio for a long time to come. We started off with Jamie Gardner in Overboard. Great run for him. Then Tom Meents would come in Max D and throw one down. Then Cole Bernard in Black Pearl, he gets in on the fun. And Bryce Kenny, Great Clips Mohawk Warrior says, hey, hang on, what about me? Now get the point? Good, because I'm not done. We go to El Toro local Mark List having a phenomenal run. Then Nick Pagliarulo, the young superstar in Kraken, would get in on the action. And finally, Gravedigger would come out and top them all, and Adam Anderson would win the competition. Now, at the end of the evening, 3 teams would win 3 different competitions. But once again, it was Mark List making a huge statement and claiming his 2nd consecutive event championship. It will be his 3rd win out of the last 5 events as we take a look at the series point standings. As I mentioned, Mark List sits atop, Adam Anderson right behind him, along with Todd LeDuc, Cole Bernard, and Tom Meents rounding out the top 5. On deck for the Stars of Stadium Championship Series Red is a trip under the arch. Beginning on Saturday, they're going to compete in 2 events at the Dome at America Center in St. Louis. Now, both of these rounds will be broadcast on national television with me, Cole Stevens, and Leslie Mears later on this year. Stay tuned to the Monster Jam Weekly Update for the announcement of our broadcasting schedule. Finally, we head to Petco Park in San Diego for Stadium Championship Series Yellow. 2 nights of sellout crowds on hand that will be treated to the Chucky Dance. Yes, Saturday night, Charlie Pauken continues his racing domination as Monster Mutt would grab the first 12 points of the night. But the highlight of the night would come from the skills competition as Craig Champion goes all out, and what a spectacular wreck it would be. Take a look as Champion just launches El Toro Loco across the track. All the fans loved that move. It would keep him from competing in freestyle, and it would be Tyler Menninga who would take the Saturday Great Clip Skills Challenge with this. Speaking of freestyle, Bari Musawwir would get the win on Saturday night, which would mark his first freestyle win on the season. But it was Menninga and the Mean Green Wrecking Machine that would go on to win his 2nd event championship on Saturday. Now, Menninga would try to make it 2 in a row on Sunday, and he would get off to a great start, winning his first racing competition of the season. And after his win, he told the San Diego crowd he felt if he could just get it together in racing, he would be untouchable on the track, and he certainly was. Tyler would go on to double down in the Great Clip Skills Challenge and then tore the house down with an unbelievable freestyle run in which he left the truck laying in waste on the track. Now, I don't think there was a person at Petco that didn't think he was walking out of there with a perfect 36-point night after his freestyle run. Of course, everyone except Zombie's Bari Musawwir, who was the last to compete. And Bari pulled out all the stops, including taking it old school. Check out this move as Bari skied Zombie all over Gravedigger, and the crowd went absolutely nuts. Coach Steven went really nuts.
Yes, sir! Yes! Oh, man!
And Bari would win his 2nd consecutive freestyle competition. Now, Menninga and Team Gravedigger would win another event championship on Sunday, as he is now 3 for 4, and we take a look at the series point standings. Tyler currently has a 21-point lead over Son of a Digger's Ryan Anderson, and Bari Musawwir jumping up to 3rd. Camden Murphy, Charlie Pauken rounding out the top 5 on Stadium Championship Series Yellow. Stadium Championship Series Yellow will stay on the West Coast and head to Angel Stadium in Anaheim for the first Monster Jam event there since 2020. Now, tickets are still available for both events, so get them right now at monsterjam.com. Changing gears now, my guest on this week's update has been nothing short of dominant in his new ride on Arena Championship Series East. It is my pleasure to welcome the current series points leader, Dragon driver Cody Saucier. Cody, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, man. This sounds like it's going to be a good time.
We're going to have fun, my friend. So here we go. I'm just going to hit you with some questions. I want to get your thoughts and feelings on this. Let's first talk about your transition this year into the Dragon truck. So you were synonymous with Monster Energy that is no longer around. So what were your thoughts when you were initially told that you'd be moving from Monster into Dragon?
Man, you know, I was actually a little bit heartbroken. Monster Energy has been my ride since the start of my driving career. I've been with Monster Energy since the beginning. When I got the call about them not coming back for 2022, yeah, I was bothered. But you know, they say everything happens for a reason. And right now, being in the Dragon truck, I'm having a ton of fun, and that's what it's all about, right? It's just having fun.
So you started your driving career in Monster Energy. Now, a driver who moved into a second Monster Energy truck is Todd LeDuc, who's now in Blue Thunder. So I know that there have been a lot of comparisons over the last few seasons between you and Todd as to who's the fastest driver, who's the better driver. How do you feel about those comparisons, and do you finally feel like you're in a position now with driving Dragon that you are away from those comparisons?
It's a humbling compliment to get compared to, you know, a LeDuc name. You know, that family in the off-road is massive. They have a huge reputation, but as many alikes that there are a lot of differences. I mean, we got two totally different driving styles. I never tried to duplicate him in any kind of way, and I know he never did either. We're just two totally different people, and the trucks reflected that. Two different bodies, two different tours, obviously, but it was tough to swallow. Like, how, was I ever the number one guy, or was he the number one guy? Was I the number two guy? Was he the number two guy? So, now I don't think much about it. I'm glad to have my own identity. There's a long road ahead. So far, I'm learning it and I'm taking to it well.
So let's talk about your current series lineup. And one of the drivers on the East Series is Gravedigger's Weston Anderson. Now, there is a lot of hype surrounding him, a lot of hoopla, so to speak. How are you able to navigate through that and continue to be dominant and the series points leader?
I'm not going to say I don't think about it. I think, honestly, man, I'm thinking about it probably in a big brother type of way, because I lived with Adam and Ryan both up there in North Carolina when I worked at Dennis's Digger Dungeon for years. So I remember me and Adam and Ryan making Weston jump his bicycle on training wheels. So as big of a competitor as he may be on the track, I'm just, if not more than proud of how well he's doing. Campaigning the Gravedigger truck right off the bat, his first time in the truck is the Gravedigger, and man, he did not cut me any slack. Everybody knows his capability behind the wheel, and he's just a natural. So I'm not cutting him any slack. We're going back and forth. We were in Greensboro, North Carolina, so the home of Gravedigger, and he felt a little bit of pressure, and he asked me a few things, and of course I'm going to give him some insight. So I'm proud of him. But yes, I am proud of where I stand in the points. I got more work cut out, and bring it on. I like the rivalry so far.
All right, Cody will try to retain his points lead this weekend in Hampton, Virginia. Cody, best of luck to you, and thanks so much for joining me.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
Let's dive into this week's Monster Jam Power Rankings update, as there was once again a lot of movement, although no change in the top spot, as Tyler Menninga and Gravedigger retains that #1 spot. Look at Cody Saucier and Dragon jumping up to #2. Mark List, a big riser this week as he moves up to #4. Zombies Bar and Moosauer rising as well into #7, and rounding out the top 10, Tristan England in Earthshaker. Through 2 weekends, some superstars are beginning to separate themselves from their respective fields and stake an early claim to that automatic bid to Monster Jam World Finals. It is the grandest stage of them all, and we want to see you there May 21st and 22nd at Camping World Stadium. For tickets, information, and travel packages to Orlando, what are you waiting for? Head to monsterjam.com. I want to say thank you so much for all the love you have shown the weekly update. The buzz is real, and because of you, we've made it so much easier to join along each week for a look around the league. You can still find us on the Monster Jam YouTube page, but now you can find us every week at monsterjam.com, as well as in a stadium or arena near you before our live events begin. Give us a follow on social media, hashtag it Monster Jam, and if you're in St. Louis, come say hi. Otherwise, I'm going to see you right here next week on the Monster Jam Update.